Asheville landmark reopened its doors recently after damage from Helene.
This is great to see. And tonight we find our Tar Heel traveler at the Grove Park Inn, where guests are being welcomed back. And it has a storied history, of course. Scott Mason gives us a look back now at how many U.S. presidents have visited there over the years.
There's not a lot of resorts out there that can say they have the trust of 10 presidents.
Woodrow Wilson was among the first of them to stay at the Grove Park Inn.
Fred Seeley, the original general manager of the Grove Park Inn, actually ran his first campaign for president.
Wilson took office in 1913. Calvin Coolidge in 1923. He stayed at the inn. So did Herbert Hoover and President William Howard Taft, who went on to become Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
He resigned from the Supreme Court in the Great Hall of the Grove Park Inn on February 3rd of 1930.
President Franklin Roosevelt was here.
He and his staff occupied the entire second floor of the main inn.
Years later, Dwight Eisenhower was a guest.
Dwight Eisenhower was here in 1947.
Richard Nixon in 1956 before becoming president. And in 1986, George Bush.
And he was actually vice president at the time he was here.
Bill Clinton.
He and Hillary came to the Grove Park Inn Resort and Spa in 1987 for a special weekend. It was at that time that they decided that he would not seek the Democratic nomination in 1988 and instead would wait to run until 1992. That was potentially a history-making moment here at the Grove Park.
Barack Obama spent 4 days at the Grove Park in 2008 preparing for one of the presidential debates.
The campaign had told us it was the longest time he had been in one place during the entire campaign.
Do you ever wonder what was going through their minds as they were staying here? What decisions they had to make?
I'd like to think they were all thinking, what a great resort.
One resort, 10 presidents.
Grove Park Inn, Asheville, Western North Carolina has been the kind of place that's brought people of power to the area.
When you get the presidential suite there, they mean it literally, don't they? The Grove Park Inn closed for almost 2 months because of Hurricane Helene, but now they're happily welcoming guests back.